Well, the situation in Venezuela has escalated. Current, Currently, there's been a tense feud between Nicolas Maduro and Juan Guaido, who is the interim president for the National Assembly, and arguably the new face of the presidency of the Bolivarian Republic. Now, for a while now, the Venezuelan armed forces have been protecting Maduro, cracking down on protesters who are definitely against Maduro, even as the crisis of electricity, of hyperinflation, um, and just the overall situation that has turned Venezuela from a once prosperous nation to a third world nation. They've been still standing with Nicolas Maduro, but this has changed as of today because there have been segments of the armed forces that have decided to switch allegiances with Guaido. They've made it perfectly clear with on their shoulder they actually have a blue band signifying their support for Guaido. Now, for as we currently speak, this uprising is still going on. Whether it may succeed or not is hard to tell because there's been conflicting reports. There's been some that said that Maduro has managed to stop this so-called this uprising. Others say that it's still going on with Guaido making some advances. So I don't think it's necessarily clear who is currently winning. But the important issue is what's going to result from this. Because while a large amount of people in Venezuela still a large amount of people, like at least maybe 75% of the population, is against Nicolas Maduro, he still has that 25% that still has a support for Nicolas Maduro. And this 25% is very important because this 25% is definitely part of the military, part of the business, and of course some of the lower class of citizens. And again, this makes a very big difference. This would create a support base for Maduro and a possible foundation for him to oppose the National Assembly in any case of overthrowing his own government, which is right now that is the case. But again, we have seen that that the military is somewhat changing size, and this alone makes a very important topic very clear. It's possible that this may lead to a civil war. I'm not even kidding you. I know that this is mainly affecting the capital of Caracas in Venezuela, but nonetheless, it has the potential of spreading throughout this entire country. We have seen in many other countries, in Syria in particular, where this has happened, where many of the demonstrations have actually been repressed, and then it has led to violence. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if something like this actually happens. I would be more surprised if actually this was a very very quick uprising, and that would cause Nicolas Maduro to flee the country or simply just to quell it. Either way, this one event is going to have a major impact on the political atmosphere in Venezuela. Because for so long Venezuela has been dealing with a whole load of crap from Nicolas Maduro in terms of his policies such as increasing inflation, trying to increase the oil exports in order to try to jumpstart the economy again, and even several situations of paranoia, like the one time when there was a power outage a major power outage, and Nicolas Maduro blamed the United States for sabotage, when, as it turned out, this was actually from natural causes, like I think it was a forest fire or a storm. I can't remember which, but nonetheless, this is clearly changing the political atmosphere within that country. And I think it's just going to go out of control at this point. I think there is a legitimately higher chance of civil war than an actual swift change in terms of governance. On one side, you're going to have the National Assembly, which is definitely has the support of many people. But then we have Nicolas Maduro, who still has a few heads of government, has a few important people who control the business around Venezuela, and let's not forget, he still has a few supporters around the world community, such as the Russian Federation and, of course, China. I mean, after all, there are already a few Chinese troops stationed in Caracas to help stop the fighting. So this is what I think. Civil war is going to happen. I have a 75% chance of this. Or at least I give it a 75% chance. I would be greatly surprised if this were to come out in a different situation. And honestly, if I were, this would affect probably have a greater effect on Venezuela than the overall situation with Nicolas Maduro and Hugo Chavez, because while their socialist policies did create this hellhole that Venezuela is going through, I think that the civil war will cause there to be cause the situation to be more prolonged, and there won't be as much of a situation, and this might probably even spread into other countries like in Brazil, Colombia. But then again, that's just my own take on the situation. Right now, what is important is that we need to look into the live updates that have been going on in Caracas. Like I said before, there is a 75% chance, in my personal opinion, that this would lead to civil war. But if it does not lead to civil war, then I think Maduro is completely screwed. Most of the country hates him. The entire economy is down in the tubes, and now he's losing some of his army. The only chance he has at this point, if this operation turns out to be successful, is to leave. He's probably going to leave for Cuba. Now, I heard, actually, that Nicolas Maduro does not have plans to leave, which, to be quite honest, when it comes to dictators, I call him bullshit. But it's either that, or having to deal with an angry mob of hungry Venezuelans who obviously are mad at you for the lack of food, electricity, supplies, and just the overall situation that there is. So, we'll just have to wait and see. What is important right now is the live updates. Those are the only things that can determine whether or not this may succeed or fail, and what the overall effects are going to be for the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. My name is Noah Mina on the Arc of Truth. Please post your comments down below. I love to hear from you guys. Like this video, subscribe, and share with your friends. Bye.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain.